So I do think it's exciting and great that our team call this month is on the first of the month and also happens to fall on launch day for Morning Meltdown 100. So that's kind of going to be the topic of conversation tonight, as well as a few other things I wanted to chat through with you guys. But first, I wanted to dig into some Success Club recognition because they're not on the call right now, but Erica Holguin, I hope I didn't butcher her last name, and Kendall Boss, they were both new coaches this month who got Success Club their first month. And they both did it on the same day, yesterday, on the last day of the month. So that was really huge and exciting. They ended with 6 points. Morgan had 4. Danielle Schuler, she's not on the line, had 2. And I ended the month at 10. But I wanted to show you guys something just for housekeeping. Because if you don't see your points, especially for new coaches, I just wanted to show this real quick. Okay, so if we look at my Coach Online office, on your main dashboard, you should always see, obviously it's July 1st, so if you look at Success Club qualification, it says not qualified, 0 points. And if you hit the Success Club tab on the left here, this is showing me for July. But I can change the month by hitting Success Club qualification. So if instead of looking at July, I want to see what happened in June, I can go to June 2019, and then it's going to show me, did I achieve my total personal home direct PV? Yes. Did I have enough Success Club points? Yes. Now, I actually had 10 points, so I'm waiting for 2 orders to hit. They still haven't yet. That can be normal for up to 2 days. If you still don't see them after that, you definitely should call. But like tomorrow, I have a feeling that there's been a message all day in the online office about delayed volume and delayed recognition stuff. So I have a feeling by tomorrow, if I go look at this, they will be there. If it's not, then I will call and they'll adjust the points. But the way you can look back at any given month is even if you hit rewards and recognition and hit Success Club, monitor my business and hit Success Club qualification, then you could go back just by changing the month and see what happened in June. So that's how you do that. And that was just a quick housekeeping tip because I know that Kendall and Erica also got their points, but they weren't seeing them yet. So I wanted to kind of show that real quick. Okay, so moving on to announcements. So Morning Meltdown 100 did just launch today. You get 5 prep week workouts, and then you get the first 10 workouts that are full length, like 30 minutes. We are doing a $20 drawing, a giveaway, a gift card for coaches who purchase their early access by tomorrow night. So this would be by July 2nd, tomorrow, Wednesday night. That means it's ready to go Thursday morning. And so far we have Christina Longmire, Kendall Boss, Dina, Rachel King, and Kelsey who've done that. And the reason that it's such a short window is because on Thursday, we're going to start a Coach 10-day challenge where we go through the first 10 workouts together as like a coach-only challenge group, but I think it'll be right in the team page. It might be in the Look Lounge, which I'm still trying to feel out, but I think it'll be right in the team page. And to go through Morning Meltdown the first 10 days before anybody else can is going to give us like a sense of accomplishment, of course, set us up for a killer launch in our business, being able to talk about something that no one else is doing. And then we'll do another drawing for coaches participating in that 10-day group as well at the end. So I personally just got the early access, the digital only. I didn't get the supplemental materials just because I know I could have a baby in the next 2 weeks, and realistically, I'm not going to get to do the whole 100 workouts without a break in between. So it was $37 to get early access, which I thought was a great price. It was still cheaper than going out to lunch at like Famous Dave's. So getting early access does not cost coaches a lot of money, and there's really good reasons to do it, especially just for building momentum around a launch and around the summer in your own businesses. Okay, so speaking of the Look Lounge, I wanted to kind of differentiate two things really quick. I'm going to share my screen again, just in case anybody is confused. So on Facebook, in June when there was a summer sale, Teresa Schroeder, who's another coach on Team Rockstar Fit, she set up this awesome group that was called Sizzling Summer Sale. I encouraged a lot of you guys to join it. They had the different promo pricing packages for June in that group, and you could invite customers. And then what happened was, after I created our Look Lounge, she changed the name and turned the same group into a launch party. So you'll see now, there's currently 559 people in this group, which it creates a ton of interaction, but it also gets to be overwhelming and hard to track. So many of you guys on the team are in this group still, and you might have customers, and it's totally okay because they're still getting the information. They're still welcome to start the early access, and obviously you're still their coach. But it kind of got confusing with the name change because we do have our own Morning Meltdown Look Lounge. Now this is just for the Grit and Grace tribe and your coaches. It has basically all the or your coaches and clients. It's basically all the same information. The difference is this group will actually turn into our challenge group July 29th. So I'll make an announcement. Anyone who's in here who hasn't ordered will obviously be removed, and this is going to be where we do the challenge group. And obviously that's not going to be the case in a group with almost 600 people. So this Morning Meltdown 100 Look Lounge is the Grit and Grace only one. You might already be in the old one that the name got changed from the Sizzling Summer Launch, and if you are, that's okay, but just be aware that there's two groups that look very similar so that you're not getting confused by all of that. Okay. Do we have any questions about Morning Meltdown 100, something you're excited about, or like the launch of the program, like how to roll it out? Or even just maybe what your plan is as far as sharing it to kind of bring more interest around what you're doing. Oh, there's somebody in the chat. Okay. No? Cool. Oh,
I've been using those graphics in my stories. That link you sent, the Google Docs, it was kind of difficult. There's a lot of steps to save that to your phone, so, but I got it.
Well, and I needed to create like a massive group text because Tracy sent those to me, and I told her I was like, I can't figure this out. Well, the easiest thing to do though with the Google Drive document is download them to your computer and send them to your phone as an email attachment, because then you can save them from the email, like without converting anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've been repeating a lot of the same graphics on my stories. I don't think people care. I don't think they notice. It hasn't really hurt like how many views are on my story. So if you share a transformation, today from Morning Meltdown 100, there's no reason on Thursday you can't share the same clip on an Insta story. So I would continue like recycling the same content. Morgan, what are you currently promoting? I don't know if you can chat right now if you're doing Morning Meltdown 100. She might be putting the baby to bed. Yeah, definitely recycle content. And the biggest thing is just like stick with it yourself, because Emily Faber, when she went from like a diamond to a 15-star in the same year, the only thing she was doing was sticking to 80-day obsession 100%. Like she did it herself and really exuded a coach being a product of the product. So if you can do that well and share your own journey, the rest of the stuff kind of just is secondary to you getting results and plugging in. And I do like that now you can So if someone wants to purchase Morning Meltdown 100, then they can also add either the Ultimate Portion Fix, or they can add the To Be Mindset for like $40, the standalone digital program only. So there's different ways to build a share cart for customers now without it always having to be like this set challenge pack, which I think is really cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. And
I saw that Autumn and Jericho are going live tomorrow
I know.
to discuss how they mash that up, the nutrition plan and her workout. So
Well,
that should be
and
interesting.
the stuff works. I mean, you just said you've only gained what, 8
10
pounds in
pounds?
22 weeks?
Yeah.
And since
The
May,
last 2 pounds are because of vacation.
yeah, and in the last 8 weeks, even though I'm in my 3rd trimester, I've only gained 8 pounds and so like a pound of, no, I've gained 4
Yeah.
pounds since May 8th. That's what was on my doctor record. So like the eating program works, like staying active and healthy works.
It does.
And I love how many people did Morning Meltdown 100 while they were pregnant. Like there's several. I don't know how they did the lightning bolt, but
Well, I mean, it's a little bit easier right now for me, but doing burpees today, I was starting to get a little lightheaded coming up so fast, so I had to slow those down. So I guess it just depends on where you are in the pregnancy.
yeah,
But at least there's 2 modifiers, so that's nice.
I could do burpees during Transform 20. I cannot do burpees now. Like I can't even.
No.
Okay, so that would lead me into my next question, which would, I just really want to kind of hear what your goals are for July. It's the first of the month. So if you could get out of your own way and really do something like for your business in July, what are some July goals that you have personally? Dina, you're unmuted, so I'm just going to start with you and put you on.
Okay. Trying to increase my followers. Engagement's been really low, basically no matter what I'm posting. So I need to figure out how to get around that algorithm. I'm sure they changed it because Instagram updated not that long ago. So we'll see how that works. Just talk to more people. I think I'm at Success Club 2 right now.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
On the first of the month.
I should be by tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is like hitting Success Club a goal this month?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, Instagram, mine has been down because I let go the people who were like helping promote my account because I wanted to do it all myself. And then I found out that doing it all myself requires more energy than I have currently. So I've been like following 10 people a day and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you're supposed to do. So I don't really know.
Right.
Morgan, what about you? Goals this month?
Yes. Success Club always. I would like to have more conversations. I feel like I do really well one month and then the next month following, I know I struggle with having all those conversations and like reaching out to people. So I just want to be more consistent in my reaching out and being more proactive. And I don't think I'm even like afraid to reach out. I think it's just been a really interesting couple months. And then I would say obviously adding coaches is always is one.
So do you think you struggle with conversations like the next month after a busy month because you're just like burnt out, or you've had so many conversations that you need to like take a break from it, or what?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both, like burnout, but also just keeping up with everything and making sure I'm following up. I realize like if I have way too many conversations started and going, then I lose my follow-up, and that isn't really beneficial either. So trying to figure out maybe a better balance of communicating and having conversations. I just also like connect with a lot of people who have said that they've been interested and just kept a relationship with them. but that sometimes it gets a little bit more challenging too. And I was adding way too many people, I think, to my Instagram. So I like hit 1,000 people and I was like, holy crap, that's a lot for me, at least. It was a lot. And now it's tapered off a little bit because I haven't been adding as many, or like, following people as often. But
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think I had to get to the point where I was having a lot of conversations with people and inviting, but I just personally feel like quantity does not trump quality, and I can
Yeah.
only have as many conversations in a day as I can follow through in like a quality way. Which
Right.
for me is like 5, maybe 5, 5 to
Yeah.
10. So like if I send 30 invites and they all respond, well, that never happens. But I just like we get so focused on hitting high numbers, like adding people, talking to them, inviting them. But
Yeah.
like, how many people can you really carry a conversation through with and talk to that many people?
Yeah. I was really proud of myself though, because I added a girl. I used to work with her actually, and I've asked her to join my challenge groups and like be a part of this a couple different times, and she showed interest and then backed out. And so I haven't asked her in a while, but she actually reached out to me this last month and I was like, okay, I'm ready now. And so that was a huge win for me because I knew it was something she wanted to do, but they're in the midst of starting foster care and moving into a new house and getting all settled in and everything. And so I was just super pumped that she finally came around and was like, yeah, I want to join. So
Well, and
that was a win for
it's always validation that you're doing the right thing. Like it's just not always the right time for people, and they do come back
me.
when they're ready.
Right.
I've missed you. I'm glad I get to see you. We need to get back on our one-on-ones.
It's been a crazy couple months, just like visiting. We've had family visiting for a really long time now, the last couple months. So that's been a little bit challenging. And then we're getting ready for deployment in October. So getting all of our ducks in a row for Mike's first deployment. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and just like soaking up time together before that happens.
Yes. Yeah.
I oddly feel like Brandon and our relationship grows when he's deployed, but I know not everybody feels that way, but you might not
Yeah.
hate it as much as you think you will.
Yeah. It brings us closer together. I'm also just going to move home this first deployment.
Oh,
And
good.
close to family because of a lot of transitional things with my family. And so just a lot of different moving pieces and wanting to be home to be there for all the transitional stuff. So I will be moving home, so that'll be a whole big thing too. But
And where's home again?
it's Wisconsin, Minnesota, that area.
So you'll also save a ton of money.
Yes, I
I
won't be.
moved home with Ryder when Brandon was deployed, and we saved so much money.
Yes, I'm looking to get out of I have a lot of school debt that I want to get through. And hopefully by the time Mike's back, we can be financially like set and we won't have to worry about school debt, which would be great. So,
Yeah. No, that'll be a smart move to have that help too. Cool.
yeah.
Kelsey, what about you? This can be like business goals, personal goals. I know you're studying for your PTA exam. What do you want to see happen in July?
So right now I'm just trying to make better connections on Instagram, and I keep finding it very hard. I'm running into a lot of like other coaches, other people trying to promote things. Not a lot of like just average people that are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I keep trying to put stuff out there and see if anything happens.
How
I
are you
did-
finding people to connect with them? Is this through hashtags?
Yeah.
And are they Beachbody related hashtags?
No,
Or
I try
fitness?
to do a lot of local stuff. Like if there's any sort of like the farmers market stuff, playgrounds, that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because usually, I mean, the first thing I like to ask is if you hashtag fitness related stuff, it always comes back to a lot of coaches, but it sounds like you're not. So,
I don't know. Well, see, I'll like find people and then I'll try to connect with them, but I think it just doesn't really like It doesn't go anywhere. I'm not messaging them though, so I'll just like try to friend them or whatever, and then maybe like a couple other pictures, but I don't really feel comfortable like just talking to them out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that step I guess would make a big difference.
Would
I
you
did-
feel comfortable commenting on their stories? Because if you watch their story and they're doing something that you can interact with or like comment
Mhm.
on, then that goes to their inbox and opens up a conversation without being like, hey, out of the blue, here I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I like to do is watch people's stories, because usually they'll put something in there throughout the day that I can comment on, like, well, oh my, where did you get that dress? Or my
Mhm.
son does that too, you know, type of thing. So sometimes that opens a door to like a more private conversation than just like feeling like you're sliding right into their inbox.
Yeah, I don't. It just has like a weird feeling to me to just like strike up a random conversation with them. I know there's not really much other way to do it because you have to talk to them at some point. So
Well, and if you notice that they're like liking and commenting on your stuff, or if they're following your story, then, you know, that's kind of an indication that they'd be open to a conversation
yeah,
too. So sometimes it's
Okay.
a balance of getting out of your comfort zone and, yes, not wanting to be the weirdo on Instagram as well.
yeah.
Okay, what else? What else would you like to see happen in July?
So, well, I'm gonna talk to. I have to follow up. I had 2 friends that requested the like the free sample workout. So I'm gonna follow up with them and see if they did it and what they thought about. And hopefully I can get one of them to join me. I think one of them is leaning towards it, but she's very on the fence because of the cost, which I know. See, I think it's worth it, but like for me to try to explain that to her is just a little difficult.
Is she talking about like even just the $99 for the whole year?
Yeah, I think she's talking about anything. She really just doesn't want to like pay for a workout program.
Ah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
So Christina, another coach, and I were talking about this on Saturday, because a lot of times, and I think instead of trying to, I guess, make somebody see how worthwhile an investment is,
Mhm.
it's easier to ask them lots of questions or ask better questions. Like, I don't know what is her name?
Laura.
Okay, so Laura, you seemed really interested. You liked the sample workout. I have to ask, if you don't do this, like, what are you going to do instead that's going to get you the results you want to see? Or like, what's your backup plan? Or if
Yeah.
you're doing what you're doing, is anything going to change?
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's easier than talking about cost. It's like, okay, well, if you just keep doing what you're currently doing, is anything going to change, or are you going to be, you know, where you are now in 3 months?
Yeah.
So that might be one thing to try with her. I don't know how people think $99 for a year is a lot of money. I don't understand that.
I don't.
That's only because we've been gym members of places that charge like $80 a month, no problem. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I would follow up with them and just say, hey, I really want you to do this with me, and remind people you have a 30-day money back guarantee, even if it's just on Beachbody On Demand. So, like, if she's not doing the workout, she's not using it, she can get a refund.
Yeah.
And then she's really not wasting anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Success Club. I like the rewards and recognition. I think it's an important goal, but I don't ever want to discourage coaches just from connecting people, even just to the workouts, because usually if someone gets into a challenge group and they're just using Beachbody On Demand, eventually they'll get energized, or eventually they do want to try Shakeology, or eventually they even want to coach. So like, I'm really against getting so hung up on selling only challenge packs that coaches don't work with people unless they'll buy a challenge pack. Because you can sell 3 challenge packs in a month but you can make just as much money, actually a little bit more, selling for people Beachbody on demand only. So like, keep that in mind when you're talking to people, especially if there's a price objection. If someone doesn't try Shakeology in July with Morning Meltdown, they're not going to die, and their results aren't going to like be absent because they didn't drink Shakeology. They're still going to see results, but maybe they're going to see other people's results too, and them loving Shakeology and try it in August. So always plug people in when and how you can is what I want to make sure I tell the team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, personally, I would really like to hit Success Club just because this will be my 48th month. So that's how many years? That's 4 years. So like for me, that feels like a big accomplishment. And I'd like to do it by July 15th because I think the baby's going to come sooner than later. We'll find out on Wednesday if I'm getting a C-section. But I also wanted to talk on the call before we get off just about calling leaders to step up, like anyone who wants to. I'm talking to the whole team right now, not just the 3 people who are on the team call, but stepping up to host things like maybe a weekly power hour, or to a lot of coaches are in the Made for More Wellness Studio and they're posting their own workouts every day, or Dina does a great job of like kind of plugging different programs or plugging different things, cheering people on. Christina Kelsey's always in there, but nobody else is really responsible for the daily content except for me. And not that I want to offload that because I don't want to do it. Like, it's easy for me to do, and I think that's why I don't give people the room to step in. But I think coaches need to have room to step up, because when you feel like you're walking in bigger shoes as a leader, you start to do bigger things in your business. I know for a fact I would not have done much with coaching if Trina hadn't told me, as like a brand new baby Emerald coach, I need you to run Rock the Basics and be a Zoom leader. And I was like, I just joined. I can't do that. And she's like, yes, you can. You're doing it anyway. And so I really grew a lot because she gave me an opportunity to do that instead of trying to micromanage. So I don't want to micromanage the team. I don't want it to all be like my voice all the time. Fresh ideas from coaches, power hours, people wanting to step up in the wellness studio, or even like for Morning Meltdown 100. Like, I don't need to schedule the content for 100 days, because if everyone else has clients in there too, it might be good to see, oh, Morgan's posting day 5. Oh, Dina's posting day 15. Like, seeing different faces so that it really looks more like a community is kind of, I guess, what I envision things to look like, for people who want them to look that way. Morgan, I know that you run your own wellness studio, so obviously that's not that's not you. But for coaches who do want to like step up and even just run a power hour, or I don't know, share the Monday morning wake up call and be more involved in the team page, that's something I would definitely love to see, and give people room to grow as leaders as well. But that is really all I had for tonight. So if you guys have any like questions or feedback or any ideas on anything I've said so far, feel free to hop in.
I had just like a random thought. Well, 2 things. So I had a girl who joined, going back to your like, oh, even if they don't do Shakeology, like they do, on demand. I had a girl in my challenge group who did like 3 months workout. She's like, I'm not somebody who works out, and I've never seen results working out, but I like you, because we were friends back home. So she's like, I'll give it a shot, but like kind of like, okay, it's probably not gonna work. And she was consistent in her workouts, and she saw so much change that after her 3 months, she signed up with a challenge pack. And so she got like energized, and she got recovery, and she got all these other things that she normally probably wouldn't have done if she hadn't fallen in love with it for 3 months. So I think what you were saying was like really good. And then I'm reading this book, Jordan Dooley, It's Own Your Everyday. Everybody's been talking about it. But I just was reading one of her chapters, and it's probably something that a lot of people have heard before, but for some reason it stuck out to me a lot. And she was just talking about the 10-10-10 rule. Like, is this going to benefit you in 10 minutes? Is this going to benefit you in 10 months? Is this going to benefit you in 10 years? and just like putting that perspective on even like health, but not just health, just like everything in your life. And I posted it in my challenge group the other day and was talking about it, and one of the new girls in my group, she was like, that really inspired me to like kick it into gear. And she goes, I know I'm only on day like 1 or 2 or 3, but she goes, I want to look at myself when I'm, 38 and say like, thank you when you were 28. Like, thank you for kicking your butt now so that I don't pay for it later. So I think that was something that I was going to use tomorrow, is just like, okay, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And like what is one thing you want to find success in, even if it's not health, but kind of just like a kick in the rear, because I felt like that really like spoke to a lot of people. So that was just like my.
And it's called Own Your Everyday.
Own Your Everyday. Yes,
It's really our next book club.
Yes, I did that. I'm doing a book club with my group right now, and that was one of the books from my last month for my challenge group that I gave to some of the girls who won our challenge for the month. And so we've been reading through it, and it's just really, really good. Yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about it.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll do that for the next book club, our team-wide book club, or even in a challenge group. And like Morgan, you're a great example of, you like running your own groups, you know what you're doing, you like lead these women.
Mm-hmm.
But say like in the team page or something, if you're like, I need more accountability with having my own daily power hour, so I'm going to host one on Wednesdays because then I have to show up because I know other people are showing up. Like that's, yeah. I mean, even in leadership, that's how you make yourself be places. You just like put things on the calendar to get them done. I definitely need to schedule more power hours too for the team to show up to. Or, I mean, just anything really. I feel just really tired. That's why I don't want like anyone on the team to lose momentum, because I know once the baby's born, everything's going to be fine. But I feel like, oh my gosh, I feel so tired and I don't have any fresh ideas. Like my mind feels tired is what it really is. Like I can't think of new things, but I know we have an amazing team of women with like amazing ideas. So it doesn't just have to be like mine all the time. Dina had an idea for a March Madness challenge in the challenge group back in March, and that was her idea, and it rocked. Like, the whole group was off the chart, and we had several new coaches join the team, so I know there's, like, a wealth of energy and enthusiasm and, like, great insight that I want to tap in with our own team. So that's where I'm coming with that. Anybody else? Anything at all tonight? Questions, comments, acts of defiance? That's what our old headmaster used to say.
Do you want to have another meeting this week to come up with a schedule?
Like a posting schedule?
Like who's going to do power? Yeah, like who's going to do power hour? Who's going to post in the lounge?
Yes. I mean, I very much want to find out who's interested and then do that with like people who definitely want to do it. I don't want to like delegate and tell people what they're doing, because I'm not,
all right.
Like my team is not my employees. You guys are your own people with your own businesses. So like I would like to have a meeting with whoever wants to step into their leadership roles, but I won't like, tell people they have to, because that's just not motivating.
Right.
Yeah. So that's as far as Instagram, you guys all said the same thing, so I made a note. I'm going to try and find someone to talk on Instagram and figure out what's current, because I'm kind of seeing the same struggle, and I really think it is just an algorithm shift again that it takes figuring out. I know that the less I talk about Beachbody, the more engagement I get, and that's pretty normal. So like on posts that are more coaching related, it's down, and that's always been true before Instagram even existed. But yeah, I'll try and bring something to the table for the team with like someone who knows what's current on Instagram, because what I'm doing isn't working right now either.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, good. What is still working is my warm market Facebook. Like I hit 10 last month, and it was all people I already knew on Facebook, even people who'd ordered before. So, like, that's always working. People who already know you and like you and trust you, that's always working.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal. Well, thank you, ladies, for getting on. Let's get a quick picture. I don't know if Kelsey can be on the picture, but I will just get a picture of your black screen if not.
Yeah,
Hopefully I don't have broccoli in my teeth.
Yeah, make sure you don't have broccoli. Oh, she's there. Hello. Okay. Like, I was trying to hold my breath and do a handstand on the pool yesterday to get the baby to move. And Brandon's like, you were only under there for like 3 seconds. I was like, I can't hold my breath for any longer. Like, this is it. Okay.
That's
Hold
funny.
on. Okay, everybody just wave. Yeah, I always just do the wave. I'll post that in our team page. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you for coming on. And we'll set some, I'll do a post in the page so that we can set up another Zoom for anyone who wants more responsibility.
Sounds good.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.